He came to us in our hour of sadness. Berengar, my brother, killed by a beast of the wilderness, not a league from here, was lying cold in the ground, and my father, the Baron of Ekland, was bereft an heir. With border disputes threatening what little peace remained, he set himself to the task of having me wed to such a man as might quell the ambitions of neighboring lords. Short on time, my father sent riders to the four corners of Grimmhelm, inviting noblemen and men of repute alike to feast in honor of the fallen knight of Ekland, my dear departed brother, and to stake their claim upon his sister's hand. But with scant notice and a barony as unremarkable as its ruling family, only a handful came to offer their condolences and outstretched hands. Noble sons of all ages graced our table, each pressing lips to my curled fingers, each measuring my father's fortune in his mind's eye. My father had hoped men from distant lands might answer his summons, but instead, our keep filled with the sons of lords whose borders pressed against our own, the very men whose claims upon our lands threatened to turn to bloodshed. But then, in the late hours, as the feast dragged towards its weary end, a man sauntered in. His presence seemed to draw the very light from the hall. He stood before my father and gave his name.
My name is Varric of the East. Thank you for your gracious invitation, my lord. May your family reign over Ekland for 1,000 generations.
And at once I saw how my father's shoulders straightened, how his eyes sharpened with interest. Here at last was the answer to his prayers. But I knew then, as I know now, that Varric was no more a man than I was a statue. There was nothing in his manner to reproach, and his countenance was pleasing. He spoke as a noble would, smiled as a noble should, yet something in him rang false. He was an impostor, though none but me could see it. That night, after the castle had slid into cold slumber from stiff ale and greasy meats, something crept from the dirt, and nightmares most frightful shooed me from my bed, sending me lurking down lightless halls. I remember well, though I was not myself. I glided through the keep to old places, places decayed by time, parts of the castle I had never known. In the darkened belly of the keep, I saw him, Varric of the East, Varric the Asp. He spoke in hushed tones to someone I could not yet recognize. My eyes deceived me, for what I saw could not be, for the man who stood with Varric was none other than my dead brother. My God, it's Berengar. I wanted to go to him, to reach for him, but my body would not move. I watched instead as Varric kissed my brother, slow and deliberate. Then he turned to me.
Come here, child. Your brother breathes again.
And though terror gripped my bones, I was compelled forward. It was he, Berengar, who devised the plan. I followed him through our ancestral halls, gliding like a ghost. Lineages were severed that night, dynasties snuffed out like dying flames. I would not marry a rival, nor would our family bend its knee. Berengar, the true knight of Ekland, was alive. He would inherit the barony, and it would be our borders that swallowed the land.
Gewohnt auf Date like a mystery.